Something that I think a lot of people can collectively agree on is that Battlefront 2 really shouldn't have ever ended. I've been playing it a bit recently, just on and off every couple of weeks, because I actually played the game during its whole lifespan of like all the updates till the last update, the Scarif update, and I played the beta, when it launched during its whole controversy. Most people know, the game went through a lot of kind of turmoil because it was pay to win. You had to pay. You could pay money and you could basically get characters like Darth Vader instantly. They were like super OP, and yeah, you could get them for free, but it took like quite a lot of time. I think it was like 40 hours or something. People were saying, and like it was just completely just unfair. There was the whole kind of star card system as well, from like the loot boxes, which they completely overhauled. It was kind of a bad game design in general, the whole star card thing. And I'm glad they did overhaul it, and it was a really great change to the game, which I think a lot of people recognise. But yeah, I just want to kind of just talk about this, kind of what I thought of Battlefront 2, because as I said, I played it from the beginning, like even through the controversy. I completely love the game. I pretty much just played it all the time. It was flipping amazing, and I thought it was way better than the first Battlefront that EA actually released, because I don't know, that game felt way too like arcadey, and I was just like, I'm sitting there playing the game, and it's just like, bro, this game is just so dead. It's only the original trilogy era. Where's the prequels? I grew up with the prequels. I wanted to play as a flipping droidicas and stuff. And speaking of the droidicas as well, when they were actually like originally kind of teased, there was some image that came out, and a droidica was in like one of the images, and everyone was like, droidicas are coming to the game, but somehow they just put it in there and it wasn't even coming. And EA were like, yeah, this is our mistake and everything. And it was just little moments like that throughout the whole lifespan that just it just kept putting like tons of just bad kind of press on the game, when EA could have so easily avoided it. And they were going on good runs. They were like every now and then putting out an update. And they actually did like get a lot of momentum with the updates. They probably focused on the game a lot more near the end of the game with the capital supremacy modes and stuff like that. There was definitely more time into those updates, even though the bugs were pretty noticeable as well. And even if you play the game now, there's server issues kind of still, even though I think it still plays pretty good, but you can notice like some lag and silly mistakes from the game's code, and that maybe you should have had more time focused on. But I think most people were just glad that there was tons of content coming out. And I remember Supremacy, like, bro, when that game mode came out, I'm not even joking, I was like, bro, this is the coolest flipping mode ever. I need to get back right now and play it. And I flipping run home, sprint as fast as I can, and download the update. And it's, Supremacy is one of my favourite modes still to this day. Like, Galactic Assault was pretty good, and people had kind of like a phase of like going back to Galactic Assault after when Supremacy came out, because they were like, it's kind of the similar thing over and over again. I think in the long run though, Supremacy has had the better kind of stay. And other game modes that were probably as big was Heroes versus Villains. Again, it was just an incredible mode, 4 versus 4 Heroes versus Villains. What else can you ask for? I like playing Hero Showdown a lot as well. One of my favourite like characters is Darth Maul. And I played Darth Maul like non-stop throughout the game. I used to make videos back in the day for saying like I was a flipping pro Maul and everything. Like, like I flipping love that character. And I wasn't a pro, of course. I think I eventually did get the level 500 on Maul. I'm going to have to check that one. If I haven't, I've got to do it at one point, mate. It's asking to happen. Which I know isn't huge because people play the game a lot. They got heroes that are like maxed out. But I never focused on that a lot. Something that kind of annoyed me was when they had the Maul skin and you had to get 5,000 kills or something like that, and I was just like, bro, this is a bunch of effort. But it's pretty good. Made the game last a little longer, and just the updates were just perfect. I think something that was cool about Supremacy as well is that with the original trilogy era of Supremacy, you actually didn't go up into the sky and do the capital ship phase, which I know a lot of people were like, but every other one did this. But I think it makes that a bit more unique because it feels more like the original Battlefront, I guess. And people were kind of annoyed with the lengthy run time of the other modes, the prequel trilogy era of Supremacy and the sequel era. And like I kind of get it. You're going up to the ship, and if you fail, you go back down. You keep going up and down, and you could have games that last like 2.5 hours. I've had that before. Still pretty fun though. I won't lie. People leaving, people joining. It's kind of a cool little mode, but it does last quite a while. Something to add as well. I really dislike everything to do with the sequel trilogy, but in Battlefront 2, like the sequel trilogy had some pretty cool maps. The gameplay with them was still really fun. Like it was still pretty fun content, which is surprising because you look at those films and stuff, the sequel trilogy, and they're so poor. But they did well. EA, they did the best they could really with what they had there, and like they created some cool classes. Playing the Sith Trooper, the Spy, and whatever. I actually like playing the Spy. I think it was the I can't remember what the Spy was called in the sequel trilogy era one, but like you got like the pistol and everything, and I don't know, it's just a cool little cool character. You have the little baton, but yeah, pretty much everything that they released for the game is pretty cool. Something they didn't really focus on much was the Starfighter content, and they made Star Wars Squadrons, which again was probably one of the worst decisions ever. And they focused on that, and they could have just put it into Battlefront 2, focused on Starfighter content there. Don't know why they didn't do that. It would have been the way better decision. And a lot of people also talk about how EA had developers leave to go work on Battlefield 2042, and that's probably the reason why Battlefront 2 was kind of abandoned to some degree as well. This was the worst mistake ever. Like Battlefield 2042 was a poor game. I even played the beta. It was laggy as hell. It just wasn't fun at all, really. And I know it's got its fans of its games now, but leaving Battlefront 2 to go work on this other game was probably the worst decision ever. A really poor decision, and it could have done really well. I'm not sure if there's going to be a Battlefront 3. If they don't do it at one point, it's kind of like they're throwing their money away, really. I don't know why they wouldn't do it. It's so obvious to carry on the Battlefront franchise when, you could see its popularity in the end. People still play it to its day. You can still get pretty good lobbies and Supremacy and all that. But yeah, it was just a really fun game, and I've been playing it all the time. Good memories of it. And I've been playing it a bit more here and there. So that's kind of, I'm going to have some more gameplay of it in the background, these videos. Definitely a game to play if you haven't played it, and there's still tons of content if you haven't. And I know there's the whole modding side of the community that have changed up all the guns and stuff, and you can switch the abilities round. You can have different characters flipping the Mandalorian, Ahsoka, and all of them. And it's pretty impressive what they've done. But I'm playing on PS4 because my PC can't handle the Battlefront 2 on this. I've tried it, right? Low graphics and everything. It was poor, but it's pretty good what they're doing there. And I just hope maybe one day they come back to Battlefront 2 or they make Battlefront 3. It's definitely going to be probably just make Battlefront 3. There's no doubt about it. There's going to be a Battlefront 3 at one point. I know there's a multiplayer game in the works for Star Wars. I don't know if it's going to be Battlefront, but again, why would they make a multiplayer Star Wars game if it's not going to be Battlefront? It really confused me. They focused on single player games for a while now. The Lego Star Wars game, Jedi Fallen Order. They've got to have a multiplayer game kind of going on in the background for people to play, I think. And yeah, I don't know why they just why they're leaving Battlefront 2. It's the worst decision ever. But anyway, that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and yeah, see you on the next one. Have a good one. Bye.